Welcome back to Bullford 82. My name is Jimmy. My dad would be a part of this video, but he's at work. In another video, we'll bring Dad in for the other stuff that we have planned to order, so that'll probably be another video. In this video, I'm going to be kind of sorting out some things. One of which I already forgot to grab from Napa, and I probably won't have it, but we'll get it eventually. Maybe go down to AutoZone by the help section. PCB grommet is tattered. Anyways, here's what we're gonna do in this video. We've got a little bit to do. The first thing I want to dig into is I want to pull spark plugs, see what they look like. I have brand new ones I'm gonna put in anyways. We got a new wire set. I didn't get a cap and rotor because I didn't. And we're going to change the oil. This thing has, it needs some work. It hasn't really been touched a whole lot, other than a couple of vacuum hoses plugged up here and there. But it does have a kind of an intermittent running, kind of rough, like black smoke, like it's running rich. And then sometimes, it runs fine. So I do want to look at the carburetor and make sure it's not coming loose, because we have had one where the base of it will come loose. Not where it mounts to the manifold, but above that. There's another piece there that comes loose. So I want to make sure it's not coming loose, tighten it up if it is, and I want to check for any vacuum leaks, any missing hoses. Well, missing hoses are fine, unless they're important. So I'm going to go through that. But for right now, let's jump right in to our ignition system. I want to pull a plug and wire one at a time and just get a new plug, new wire, get that taken care of. This has some mismatch plug wires and they're looking kind of grody, so go ahead and freshen that up. Let's take a look at our plug wire kit here. Napa actually had this stuff. I was quite amazed. Sometimes these smell kind of interesting. They smell like nothing. Interesting. So which plug wire is on an angle? Are these all on an angle? Yeah. And it does appear that we have the correct NGK plugs. I would go with NGK because I don't care. I don't know, I just have a thing for Autolite. It's just like Chevy guys not liking Fords. So yeah, we got the Gynumbo ones. Gynumbo? This thing was running, for the most part it runs pretty good, but occasionally it gets the, I'm running rich stumbles. Honestly, the carburetor probably needs to be gone through. But this thing went diesel when I first picked it up. And keep in mind, it was hardly driven before I purchased it. It would diesel when you turn it off, and I think that it had a buildup of carbon and who knows what inside the cylinders, and the spark plugs are probably getting a little nasty. So we'll swap them out, and then we'll take a look at the carburetor, which is kind of backwards. We kind of want to figure out if our carburetor is running rich or not. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw plugs and wires in it and take that gamble. On the carburetor, I think it's misadjusted because a few months ago I originally looked at this truck and found a whole bunch of vacuum leaks and plugged a couple up, and then it started running like super rough instead of running really half decent but high idle. So I think we got something going on over here. Adjustment wise, what have you. So we'll take a look at that. But let's get a spark plug socket and get these plugs out. What's nice about this straight 6 is you can see the whole side of the engine. Eventually what I would like to do to this thing is spend way too much money on it. Fuel hose, how we doing? Random wire that's come off the thing. Fuel hose looks okay. to see what our fuel filter. The fuel filter looks really nice, actually. I just got to see the bottom of it. I don't see any rust trapped on the bottom. This does have a brand new tank and fuel sender, so seeing the fuel filter like that is good. So let's see here. I can get this one off. It's got auto lights. Oh. That was kind of weird how it was tight and then loose. Might be the socket hitting the cylinder head. Oh yeah, we're definitely running rich. The plugs don't look too old. Definitely running rich. What's the gap supposed to be set on this thing? Spark plug gap, 42 to 46. How about we go, can we go 40? That's kind of what we're at now. How about 44? Look down inside the cylinder there. This one's all the way up to the top. Yeah, she's a little carbon fouled. A little dirty, so I think our carburetor's just running a little rich, but let's get some nice little NGKs in here. This thing's got the original power steering hose in it. I do have a new one. Actually from the junk truck. Click. I might pop this cap off. Take a look. Just a little loose. Other than its little idle condition here, which I'm pretty sure is the carburetor, it does drive pretty good. Oh yeah. She running way too rich. Down the hole. Nice. I can see the cylinder walls. They look brand new. Cylinder walls look really good. There's no at least on that one, I don't see any rust. I can see cross hatchings, like just beautiful cross hatchings. Click. That's a little bit tighter than it was. Could be losing compression too because of that. Oh, that cap's loose. That's off of there. Okay. What's the gap at on this? I didn't even bother to check. It's like 40. Oh, it's 44 thousandths. Okay. So far, they're consistently gross. The problem with doing plugs before you fix your issue is that you'll foul out the new plugs. But I want to start with a fresh ignition system, fix the weird visible, anything visible in the carburetor. We'll fire it up and maybe adjust it as need be. $44 thousandths. Oh yeah, that wire broke. Oh, that was super loose. That was, I put almost no effort into that at all. Yeah, just dirty. 44 thousandths. Well, the first video on this truck did pretty damn good. I know you guys have been telling me for the longest time to get a bullnose with a straight 6, and I couldn't pass this up, so that's why I told Dad, I go, hey, if you're looking for one of these trucks, let's get this one. Currently, the camo paint job is staying. I actually like the camo paint job, and kind of want to keep it that way. Clink. Loose cover. Get that wire out. Do I have a wire that will fit it? Oh my God, really? How are we looking? Same. They're looking the same all across the board. Probably would have been a good idea to blow the spark plug holes out before removing the plugs, but you know, it's a 300. It'll just run. That's kind of what this one does. It just runs. It might not run great, but it runs. Yeah, just snug like that. I think that'll work. I don't know, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. As long as they go on there and work, that's all I care about. That one felt pretty good. You know how easy it would be to put a 4BT Cummins in this truck? It's already got the same motor mounts old Betty has. That's that one. So we are completely even all across the board. I'd say we definitely have carburetor issues. Either we're out of adjustment or it's dirty. I think it's just out of adjustment. So I might put a vacuum gauge on it and give her the old test. So I'm shooting for 44. Just go a little bit. That's more like 43. Bump. That'll do. Gotta support your shaft. Click. Alright. Yeah, kind of a weird spark plug kit, but alright. Let me get a wire brush on this terminal down here. I don't know if you can see that. See how kind of white and crusty looking it is? So let's take this already loose cap off and immediately regret the decision of not buying a cap and rotor. Oh, I think I might have figured out why. There we go. I think someone cross-threaded it. So we'll make sure we cross-thread it back in. Yeah? It's okay, we can pop an HEI distributor in this real quick. and fix all of the problems. Get that out. Oh, this cap's brand new. We'll put that on. I'll spray some lube down there so that can, you know, re-thread itself. There, just like that. And we'll just patch it on there. Well, do we want to start it up and see how it runs? Well, it's a little bit better. It's running better than it did when I pulled it in. But you can hear that it's still got a and I think it's coming from our carburetor. So, and we've got a belt loose like you wouldn't believe. I guess from doing 2 trucks serpentine belt conversion. You know, let's take the oil cap off. What do we got going on under here? Well, the cap is a little crusty looking, but looking down in here, it's a little sludgy looking, but it's not bad. It just, I've seen much worse. The oil looks like diesel engine oil, so we're gonna have to fix that. Yeah, she needs an oil change. Let's see what we got in here for shenanigans. You know, this is a brand new truck. Just kidding, it's not. Get the lid off there. What do we got for an air filter? I'm going to venture to say that this needs an air filter. That might be an issue.
It's an issue, but it's not the root cause.
Oh, there's our carburetor. I believe this to be a feedback system. Because we had an 85 just like it. It was a horrible system. It is a little loose. What do we got in here? We got evap. We've got a wire in here that's tied off somewhere. Okay, I found a couple things. So we have a wire that has been cut and kind of like curly-cued and pushed back. I also found the diagnostic part, which we're going to try out because I have the scanner. And then I found a wire here that is on a fusible link. It's a factory wire that looks like it needs to be hooked up to the battery. I just tested it on the battery itself. No sparks or anything like that. I'm going to put it on and then we're going to try it again. Before I do that, I'm going to turn the key on I'm going to plug my code scanner in and we're going to read codes and see what this thing is throwing. The choke was unplugged. I plugged that back into a power source, a keyed on power source. Looks like it's missing the connector body, so I'm just going to wrap that in some scotch or 3M33. And I got that working. The choke is staying open now. Before it was wanting to kind of flop closed. So I've got that. Seems like that's working now. Still has that weird idle, but let's plug our scanner in and just see what's going on. I have got my handy dandy Ford code reader that I paid $25 on Amazon. Owner's manual for Ford Lincoln Mercury 1981 to 95. OBD1. The OBD. Okay, Jimmy. So we've got that. I'm almost thinking about doing an emissions delete on this because air pump stuff is not hooked up. In fact, it's plugged out with a spark plug. And it's got no cats. I got a cat right here. This is the only cat we like right here. Are you chasing after mice? Don't you lock onto me. You see her trying to lock onto me? Can I get on? Hey, powered on. I didn't hear it do anything.
And yes, I do have the ignition turned on.
Wouldn't it be funny if the computer just wasn't hooked up, but somehow the ignition worked? Okay, so I'm not getting anything on that. I had it oriented the correct way. Everything's plugged in. I got nothing. Let's hook that other wire up there. See what happens. Let's plug this back in. Do we have power? We do have power. Let's go key on and see what happens. Just catches on fire.
I don't even get the number for the system OK or the initial startup when you hit the test button.
Yeah, I'm getting nothing out of the scan tool here. Interesting. That no worky. What do we want to do? Oh, it's in gear. I think on this carburetor, and you guys can correct me. I know there's a lot of you that have experience with these more than I do. But I'm thinking it's possible we could have a stuck EGR valve. Why don't we just take it off and maybe see what's going on there? Ba-da-da-da-da. Manometer. What was I doing again? Oh. I'm learning here, tubes. Oh, that's a different size. That's great. That's like a 13. I'm sure someone's gonna get mad at me for using metric, but that's what I do around here. I pretty much know what's going to happen. My end solution here is to ditch this carburetor and distributor, and then we just go ahead and put, like I said, the HEI and just a regular one barrel carb on this thing. Do we have a third bolt holding this in? No. We're probably going to ruin the gasket on this. Oh, that's cute. The whole stud came out. Oh, that's gas. She is running so rich. Oh yeah. Look how wet that is with gas. That's gas. Dumping out of there. Obviously we can't run this thing like that. It's not good for it. Plug that. Unhook that. And then we unhook that. Unhook that. And then the throttle unhooks. Alright, let me get a couple of wrenches there. We'll get this. There's a little tube here that goes into the choke. Yep, 11 millimeter. I know it's probably standard, but you know. I wonder if we have a needle and seat that's gone bad on it. Oh, look at that. That nut was loose. Yep, I knew this was going to happen. Let's get it off of there. We're loose at the base. We're not loose at the throttle blades. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I don't know words. This got a Rayman wiper motor? What a deal. Oh, it doesn't have the hood thing. We're gonna have to order that from LMC. Said it was supposed to rain today. Looking pretty good so far. That's an interesting style nut. I need to pressure wash this thing pretty good. It's definitely got evidence of rodents being in it. I mean, this thing was, you know, been parked and hardly driven, so it's kind of turning into a rodent's paradise. Are these really the correct nuts for this? I might get a different set of nuts for this, like maybe with a flange if we can help it. Do we got everything disconnected? Can we come off? Oh wait, dumbass. Idiot. Fuel line. I don't even need to hold it, it's fairly loose. Oh, yeah, it's got the incorrect type of stuff. Thread tape. I don't even think this needs thread tape. It's like a brake line. Yeah, you don't need thread tape on that. Let me get a explosives container. This is a heavy unit. Choke's closing. Is that it? This fuel filter off. You never know, this fuel filter could be plugged too. I want to blow into it, but gas. So this is not plugged. This little guy here, not plugged. Or is it? Huh? See, the screws that can come loose are these ones here. I've had these come loose, and then you get a vacuum leak above the throttle blades and it'll idle high. Made in USA. Let's maybe take the top off of it. There's our idle and choke. We have an idle mixture. T25. Just put our hardware in a thing here. I need a chair. That was kind of loose. Kind of thinking, what if we just get a rebuild kit for this? Well, see, here's the problem. I say that, and then what you realize is that with all this electronic crap on here, that's, you know, almost 40-some years old, you know, it degrades over time and things don't work, and then if you do get replacement parts, they don't work properly. Especially if you need a map sensor. So, if anything, we're gonna just tinker with this, and then we're gonna get on the old Amazon there and order us some stuff. Yep, there's the rain. I don't think I'm working on anything today. I still have to mow my yard, and I haven't even done that yet. Guess it's gonna have to wait. Are we free? Can we come off now? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We didn't even break the gasket. Nice.
But you know, if you wanted to reuse this carburetor, the gasket would have broke, and then you would need a kit.
This didn't have much gas in it. Look how dirty that is. What does that little guy do? Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and replace the carburetor. We're going to get rid of the whole emissions stuff, and we're going to make this thing, at least for now, until we get into the heavy duty stuff. I just want to get this thing, I've said this with the white truck, but at least I know with this, we can get this running driving real nice with a HEIN. Just a simple carburetor. Get out of here. Alright, tubes. That's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to spend some time and take a look at the carburetor, see what's going on, and also, you know, check out our plugs, wires. I already knew the wires. You just need to get rid of those, get some new wires, new plugs. But we definitely have a really rich running condition right now. So on that note, I'm going to get with Dad, since me and him are going to be ordering stuff for this. I think I'm gonna let him know. Let's not start with interior stuff, because that's what the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get some oddball stuff here and there, like the door seals and stuff. I'm not too worried about that, but I'm more worried about our fuel and ignition system, and I think we should just go ahead, put a regular 1-barrel carburetor on it for a 300, get an HEI in there. Luckily, we don't have to change our plug wires, so we'll be good there. On that note, until we get parts, we'll just have to see you in the next video.